Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Wynn's Magical Diary. Now, this is the beginning of... this is where we left off. This is where we're treating our classes. So here you can get to see the symbols of each of the magics that we can learn, as well as a few other symbols. This is gym, that's study, and that's sleep. So this is where the whole interactive portion of the game comes in, because you can tailor your character to actually learn specific magics that you wish. So for instance, I could tailor my character to be a green mage with a hint of white magic. Or I can just forego magic completely and go straight for smarts and strong, which are determined by how many times you go to the gym and also how many times you study. Gym affects your strength while studying affects your smartness. And then you can also do rest, and that will reduce your stress, of which we have none just yet, but that's because we haven't done any classes. So let's see, what should we go off with? Well, generally a good start is to take one lesson in each of the magic classes to begin off with. Why is that? Because you might get reprimanded if you don't. So let's just hit done. Red magic. Oh, this is one of his classes. Get to your seats. Hurry up. No chatter. In this class, carelessness might cost you your fingers. He wouldn't really cut off students' fingers, would he? Here, you'll be learning the seductive art of red magic, the evocation and control of energy. With this power, you might summon a breeze to light a fire, or call a distant object to hand. I say that it is seductive not because of the power itself, but because simple minds prefer simple solutions. Blast your enemies with lightning, tear buildings apart with earthquakes, and let the world around you burn. Fall victim to such vulgar fantasies, and you'll leave yourself vulnerable to those capable of creative thoughts. There are many approaches that direct force alone cannot defend against. He snaps his fingers in the air. One inattentive moment and you'll lose control of the forces you have summoned. After that, you'll only remember it as an unpleasant stain on the walls. He rubs his hand together and gives a nasty smile. Now for your lessons. Success! Gain 2 red magic and 2 stress. Okay, so we've just transitioned from Monday to Tuesday. Keep an eye on the date up here every time the class has changed, because if you pay attention to the image, it will look like nothing has happened at all. This was one of his classes again. Mill about all you like. It's your own time you're wasting. I have no objections to failing the lot of you at the next exam. A flurry of robes as students scramble for seats. Here you'll be learning the subtle art of blue magic. Well, at least some of you will. I thoroughly expect the subject to go over some of your heads. Blue is the colour of change, that is, altering what is already there, not creating or destroying. It is commonly used in conjunction with other magical styles in order to perform alchemic transmutations and other alterations of essence. Blue magic can also be used to change the effects of an existing spell, or to dispel illusions, or to change locations without movement through intervening space. For a skilled blue magician, reality is fluid. All things can be changed, yet few minds are capable of grasping the true range of possibilities. We will see what you're worth. Success! Gain 2 more blue magic and 2 stress. This is one of Professor Potsdam's classes. When I arrive at the classroom, I find Professor Potsdam standing at the chalkboard. Hello, my little seedlings. Please take your seats. Today you are going to learn about green magic, the magic of life. This is a very important skill for any witch or wizard to have, especially when you get to be a certain age. Your body is a garden to be tended for, to be cared for. With proper tending, it could last you for centuries. Slowly, carefully, you must encourage your subject to grow in the direction you prefer. Be patient and the rose vines will lose their thorns and twine around you. One of the students makes a scoffing noise.
Oh, if it can heal, it can kill. What happens if you force something to grow the wrong way quickly?
Why would you want to do that?
Because you don't like the life in front of you.
Well, if that's your plan, I can look forward to working with you for a very long time. Life has its own flow. You can change it, but the harder you push, the more energy you will need. To cause a great change in an instant takes immense power. So you'd better get started. 2 green magic and 2 stress. We're in Thursday now. I arrive in the classroom feeling slightly apprehensive. Black magic? Will there be zombies?
Good morning. Has everyone got a smock or an apron? There are plenty at the back.
Aprons? What are we going to do with those?
For those of you who are new to our magical traditions, I should reassure you that black magic has nothing to do with death or evil. There's no such thing as evil magic. There's only magic. The bad and the good come from how you choose to use it. Black is the color of weight, solidity, and permanence. Black magic is the source of enchantment in physical form. All wands and things like that are created with black magic.
I just realized I'm kind of paraphrasing these things, so please forgive me if my dialogue is different to the dialogue in the game.
This does mean that cursed items are enchanted with black magic as well. That might be how people got the wrong idea.
A pale girl with dark hair raises her hand.
Yes, Raven.
Since you're enchanting matter, and bones are matter, you could use black magic to animate a skeleton, right?
That's an interesting question. You certainly could enchant a skeleton to hold a spell, or react in some way. You could set a skull to chatter its jaw when anyone came near like an alarm. But to make something that could walk around and act on its own, you'd need to bind a spirit to it, and that calls for another kind of magic. We will get to combine technique later in the year. Now, one of the easiest ways to infuse magics into physical substances is to mix things together in liquids, potions, and that's what we'll be starting with. Always remember to wear a smock or apron. Potion stains can ruin your uniform.
Hey, so it seemed like we gained 3 black magic instead of 2. When I arrive at the classroom, I find Professor Potsdam standing by the chalkboard.
Good morning, Starshines. You'll need to sit down before we can start, but take your time. Relax. Get comfortable. That's very important when working with this particular style of magic.
Taking her at her word, I yawn and stretch before I settle into my seat.
To some people, white is the absence of color, a blank canvas. In the non-magical world, white is a complete spectrum, all colors combined into one.
Right, so the magical world is like the opposite of the non-magical world. Okay.
In some ways, you could think of white magic as either of these things. White magic is the tool you use to access the spiritual realm. Ghosts, dreams, creatures from other planes. The thought of those around you. With white magic, you can experience and communicate with things that are normally hidden. There is one thing I need to warn you about. Some people have tried to use white magic to control minds and spirits instead of asking for their aid. Don't do it. You will regret it. Now, shall we go on with the lesson?
What sort of warning was that? Does she mean that it won't work, or that we'll be expelled, or arrested, or our brains will melt, or what? Maybe she'll tell us more later. After dinner, I'm walking back to my room when I notice the door is already open. I peek through the gap to see who's inside. It's Ellen. She's folding up some clothing, probably putting away her laundry. Wait a minute. That's Virginia's dresser she's opening. Why is Ellen running around in our roommate's stuff? I haven't made a sound. She doesn't know I'm here yet. I don't know what's going on here, but if Ellen is poking around in our stuff, Virginia deserves to know about it. Luckily, she's not hard to find. I can see her down at the end of the hall. I rush over to her, then change my mind and try to move in more quietly, so not to attract too much attention. And I end up doing a sort of bunny hop down the hallway. That must be funny. Silver? Shh! Come with me. Don't make any noise. I grab her hand and drag her back to our doorway where I point inside. Ellen is now pulling a notebook out from under Virginia's bed. What are we looking at? She is going through your things. Why would she do that? I saw her poking around in your drawers. Maybe she's trying to steal your underwear. Suddenly, Virginia stumbles away from the door and doubled up as if she's in pain. She bumps into the opposite wall where she leans, shaking with laughter. You, me, her,
What's going on? Panties! What? She thinks you're trying to steal our panties.
Oh man, my voice there. I apologize for that.
What? Not really. Virginia wiped the tears from her eyes and tried to get her laughing under control. I don't understand. Well, what were you doing going through Virginia's drawers, huh? Putting her clothes away. Virginia slaps her hand sharply against the wall. So that's who's been doing it. Huh? I knew that.
What's all the fuss about?
Oh no, Virginia's being so loud that the other horses are coming to see what the matter is. Nothing is going on.
Silver has a dirty mind.
I do not. It's nothing, I promise. I'm sorry we made such a ruckus. If you say so. She returns to her room. So, I don't like messy rooms. I'm sorry.
Hey, don't be sorry. I should be thanking you. I'm terrible at cleaning.
Mom always picks up after me at home. And I didn't really think you were... I just didn't know. It's alright then?
It's fine. We're cool.
It was all just a misunderstanding. These things happen.
Okay, I'm actually going to take a little bit of a break here. My voice is getting a bit, wobbly, as you might expect. I'm not going to end the episode here. I'm just going to make a little transition while I go and get something to drink. I will be back in, well, about a second for you guys, depending on how long the transition is.
I'm awakened early on Saturday morning by a tap on the door, followed by a faint hissing sound. What's going on? I stumble out of bed to find that there are 3 envelopes that have been pushed under the door to our room, each marked with one of our names. Hey, money's here. Each envelope contains $5, a weekly spending allowance for Irish Academy students. If it's our money, why can't they just give it to us all at once? I guess they don't trust us not to spend it all at once and then run out and complain. Well, that might teach people to plan ahead. This way still teaches people to plan ahead. If you want to buy something really cool, you gotta save up. But you're missing the important part. It's Saturday, and that means a trip to the mall. I didn't think you...
Oh wow, excuse me.
I didn't think you were a shopaholic. I'm not, but it's a great chance to go and get a look at something other than school for a while, isn't it? Also, they have ice cream, and penny candy, and really big cinnamon cookies, and we get the idea. Since I've been there before, I can show you guys around. What about studying? You have plenty of time for that during the week, right, Silver? Sure, I'd love to go to the mall with you. Great. Ellen? I guess it's okay, but you ought to have good breakfast before you look at ice cream. Yes, Mother. The students are lining up outside the school, waiting for a free seat in one of the shuttle vans that travels between here and the local shopping centre. Come on, we can ride together. Wait a minute. What is it? We're still in uniform. So? Won't people stare at us because we're all wearing capes? Nah. Just act natural. That's no big deal. But it's nowhere near Halloween. Since the teachers aren't saying anything, I suppose this is what we're supposed to do. The mall isn't very large or very crowded, at least from where I'm standing. Witches and wizards easily outnumber shoppers in ordinary clothes, but no one reacts to the sight. I guess the students come here all the time, they get used to it. Okay, that place does coffee and pastries, and they have fresh fruit, and that one does baked potatoes, and there's a gift shop, there's the cafe. Are all these stores magical? Nah, there's only one magic shop here. They sell wands and stuff. I'm going to get a chocolate croissant. What about you?
Chocolate croissant actually sounds very nice. You know what, let's go to the food court and get something to eat. Okay, I'm gonna cheat a little bit here. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna select this. Okay, do that. That decreases stress by 5, and then I rewind. And let's check the cookies. Stress decreased by 5. So fruit and cookies both give stress decrease by 5, while this other one also decreases by 5. Or we can buy lunch, which reduces it by 10. Okay?
Buy lunch. I get my food and sit down to chat with the other students. The food at the table... the food at the school cafeteria certainly isn't bad, but somehow fast food feels like more fun. Variety of the spice of life. The stress decreased by 10.